I'm Kristen from Tiny Footsteps Travel, and I'm going to show you some things to do in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. You definitely want to get a chance to check out the Portal Maya sculpture near the ferry ports. It's 52 feet tall, was designed by a Mexican artist, and it's a celebration of the Mayan calendar. It's been there since 2012. There's lots of places to sit and hang out on the steps surrounding the sculpture and a beach in front of it. And you'll often see live entertainment there too. The beach in front of the Portal Maya is called Playa Incluyente. It's a public beach, and it's one of a few public beaches in Playa del Carmen. I was there on an unusually windy and cloudy day, but you'll be pleased to know that it's usually sunny. Just a short walk from the Portal Maya sculpture is the Playa del Carmen sign that's very popular for selfies and photos. You may have to wait to get your picture taken, as there will likely be a lot of other people with the same idea, but it's not usually too bad. Also right in that area with the Portal Maya sculpture and the Playa del Carmen sign is where you can hop on a 45-minute ferry ride to Cozumel. The direct access to Cozumel is part of what made Playa del Carmen such a touristy town to begin with. The ferries leave very frequently, and you can either buy a ticket in advance or right on the spot. There will be many people selling them right on the spot. But before we get into Cozumel, I want to show you more of what there is to do in Playa del Carmen first. Walking up Quinta Avenida, known as Fifth Avenue in English, is an experience in itself. I spent hours walking up and down. There are endless souvenir shops, cafes, restaurants, ice cream, and more. The entire street is just under 5 kilometers or 3 miles long, so you can definitely get your steps in from walking a chunk of it, especially if you're popping into a lot of the stores as well. Just a side note as a tip, if you need a washroom and don't want to ask a cafe or restaurant to use theirs, the Quinta Alegria shopping mall is pretty centrally located on 5th Avenue, and it has public washrooms. One thing you'll notice is that Playa del Carmen is full of street art and beautiful murals. You have to go beyond 5th Avenue to see them, so as much as 5th Avenue has a lot, I wouldn't recommend only staying on 5th Avenue. Go beyond that and see more of the city. One thing you'll commonly see around Playa del Carmen is Fish Spa, also known as Dr. Fish. You stick your feet in the tank and the fish, called red gara, eat the calluses off your feet. I didn't do this personally in Playa, although I did try it many years ago in South Korea. I won't ever do it again because of what I've read about it since then, so I recommend reading about it online in advance if you're concerned. The odd thing is that fish pedicures are apparently banned in Mexico, but they still seem to be alive and well in Playa del Carmen. So we're going to step outside of the city bounds of Playa del Carmen for a second, and I'm going to show you something that you should definitely check out nearby, and they're my new favorite thing about Mexico, cenotes. One thing to know about cenotes is that there are literally thousands of them. If you go to the website cenotefinder.com, you can find the ones near Playa del Carmen or wherever else you visit in the Yucatan Peninsula. This particular cenote, I don't know if it has a name, to be honest. I booked a tour with a small independent business from Playa del Carmen that took me here. We left early morning and we biked through the jungle, and I had this place all to myself for about 20 to 30 minutes before anyone else showed up. The water in cenotes is mostly fresh water, and it's usually very clear. It's often warm too, sitting at 25 to 26 Celsius, 77 to 78 Fahrenheit. So not only can you swim in them, but you can also do snorkel and scuba diving tours in them too. You need to be a certified and somewhat advanced diver before you can dive in a cenote, but if you're able to, it's an amazing experience. I went scuba diving in 2 different cenotes in Dos Ojos Park, and swimming through them was just so surreal. It felt like swimming through a nature documentary. Regardless of which you want to do, there are many tours from Playa del Carmen that will bring you to cenotes, whether it's to swim, dive, snorkel, or just see them. So it's definitely something that I would recommend looking into. Getting back to the city of Playa del Carmen, there's still a lot more things to see and do in town. There's an open-air shopping center called Paseo del Carmen, and it's right near the heart of Playa with the sign and the ferry ports. Most people likely don't come to Playa del Carmen to shop, but this mall is a nice place to walk through. It has a lot of upper-scale European brands that are hard to find elsewhere, and as a plus, there's also clean public bathrooms. Remember earlier we talked about Quinta Avenida, 5th Avenue? Well, in the evening, it turns into quite the nightlife central. It's beautiful, all lit up, and there's also lots of live music and entertainment. Bars and restaurants are typically open until well after midnight, especially on weekends.
Everybody's in the street! Todo el mundo va a gritar, we say! 1, 2, 3! Come on, DJ Quinta.
Here's some other things to do in Playa del Carmen that there wasn't footage of for this video. Check out the Playa Carmen ruins, which are right in town, just a 5-minute walk from the Playa del Carmen sign. Consider spending a day at Xcaret. It's a nature-based amusement park about a 20-minute drive south from Playa del Carmen. There's also surf lessons and cooking lessons. Also, don't forget, 5th Avenue doesn't walk right along the beach, but you're only a block away from it, so don't forget to take one of the side streets down and get some beautiful, untouched views of the ocean waves.